It probably did because remember there were two.
Because I believe there was an expedition. No, there were items that were hidden, and you couldn't find them without hooking up your Game Boy to your GameCube, and on your Game Boy, it would display a radar that showed you where they were.
Because there were two.
But I've seen people complain about this power up because you can't spin in place.
Why would you? Why would you be able to spin in place?
You'll see. Well, yeah. So if something's in front of you, you can't just spin into it. You have to spin left or right.
Challenge just a zigzagoon. You can't go in straight line.
That one killed him.
Yes.
Oh, and the reason is you're about to see why that's a complaint.
Oh, I know.
What are eBay prices?
I've seen this full
Mega
campaign.
Man X Command Mission.
Well, okay, Carter and George will see why.
If I was going to go in and make a playthrough of Mega Man X Command Mission, I just want you to know I am editing in the Japanese opening.
Well, technically, we would have to do that in post, but...
Oh, hey! Mega Man X Command Mission GameCube version, $25 on eBay.
Yeah, must have gone down after a certain point. I remember that game being around 50.
Most people are selling the PS2 version.
Well, because the PS2 version sold...
Oh my god.
The PS2
Fuck
version...
you, eBay prices.
Boo.
Most of the listings on eBay are 50 plus, and they're not even CIV.
Of course.
Asshole.
Like I said, you know,
What?
I don't feel like it'd be that much, but I mean, I didn't expect it to be good.
It's all because it's the GameCube version. Because people just scalp the GameCube copies of multi...
CIV pre-owned Command Mission GameCube, $75.
Again, the Skies Arcadia was over 200. And I am simultaneously proud and regret that.
Man, I'm telling you.
Searching GameCube specifically.
That game?
No manual. CIB with trading card, $94.
Guess who this boss is, George?
I'm assuming it's, what's his name?
Not yet.
Oh,
Yeah! Metal Overlord.
Why?
Did you see him, man? He had funnels. You saw those, right?
You say what?
See, that's the real villain of Sonic 4. It's gonna be Metal Overlord.
We get one of my favorite Crush 40 themes.
So, it's not a remix of, well, what I'm made of. It's just the standard version.
Yes, but it's still a good song. Careful. So, yeah, for eBay prices, around 70 to 90 for, Black Label CIB.
Oh, so this is something I, wanted...
I don't know.
to do.
I don't know.
What?
What?
But I mean, I guess.
What?
I guess somebody said, hey guys, we gotta have at least one boss that uses the swimming mechanic.
Actually, there is a reason for this, and it's something I was going to talk about. I briefly brought this up in the Sonic Generations have, and this is something that was made more apparent in the Japanese version. The reason Metal Overlord has the dragon design, a part of Perfect Chaos's inspiration in Sonic Adventure is a Leviathan, and because of this, in the Japanese Metal Overlord boss fight, Metal Overlord apparently quotes Bible verses at you.
Yes.
Ah!
What? What? Huh?
He said it. That's pretty metal.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why the fight is themed around water, because of perfect chaos kind of sort of partly being based off Leviathan.
That's Metal Sonic. He's combined your data with the power of chaos and is super strong. We can't defeat him. If only we had the 7 Chaos Emeralds. What? I will quote Sonic Heroes all the damn time. Even though the English translation of that game is really bad.
Oh, the English translation is cheats.
So you know about cloning. That tells me nothing, you asshole.
And is also wrong, because what he said in the original was, for
there to be clones,
there must be an original.
Which makes way more sense, instead of just asking rude. So you know about cloning. Though, with horrible translations, nothing will ever beat the "it's time for a race," but not just any race. A special type of race to see who's the fastest. What? What?
What you said? Oh my god.
That's what Eggman said. That is the English thing Eggman says for Sonic Riders.
Yeah. I love that because he used Chaos Control in the boss fight because of copying both Chaos Control and Perfect Chaos. He's immune to it.
Yeah. Chaos data
Has
been copied.
Yeah.
So the other thing was that I love how he copies Chaos data from Cheese. Though, I still will always question, what the fuck did he get from a Shadow? Because Shadow being the ultimate life form just means he's immune to diseases. Metal Sonic's a robot. He's already immune to cancer.
He got the other thing from Shadow.
Which is...
He's worried about that, biogenetic, cancer.
No,
Like, Apocalypse.
no, what he got from Shadow is the other thing. Which is always vague and confusing in English. Shadow is the ultimate life form, but a weird result...
Oh, the Crystal Missile.
Yes. A weird result of Shadow being the ultimate life form, and it's what we talked about a while ago. As the ultimate...
yeah, baby.
As
Gargantuan
the ultimate life form, Shadow is freakishly in tune with, the energy of the Chaos Emeralds.
I feel like if we're using that as an explanation, this is something I thought about off recording at some point. Why can't Knuckles use Chaos Control? If we're using something like that as an answer, Knuckles should be able to use fucking Chaos
Because Knuckles isn't the ultimate life form.
But he's the guardian of the Master Emerald.
Just because you're guarding it doesn't mean you can use it.
I know this is a headcanon thing, but it is basically believed now that the way he is able to punch Sonic out of the super form at the start of Sonic 3 is because of his understanding of the Master Emerald. If motherfucker can turn off super forms, he could use Chaos Control.
Oh, you threw the ship. Fine.
Also, remember, Sonic uses Chaos Control with a fake emerald in Adventure 2. So I think if Sonic can do it with a fake emerald, the guy who basically sleeps on the Master Emerald should also be able to do it.
Now, how that works, Carson?
This sounds like bullshit. This sounds like bullshit, and Sega desperately trying to combine a...
Remember what I said earlier. This is not about them. This is not about
Kick.
Also,
you know, when we finally decide we want to actually make Knuckles a real main character, then maybe. But until then, it's not about him.
also, much like the...
Oh my god.
Yeah, most people get a D or a C on that.
That boss was
that
not
boss is ass.
intuitive.
The boss looked like ass.
That boss was not what I would call. That boss was the worst thing in this game so far.
Much like the perfect chaos fight in regular Generations, I love the implication that Shadow was able to beat Metal Overlord without a super form.
There's no Carson. He's like leaps and bounds beyond where he was back then.
Because it's the other funny thing, it's like, you know, the other three teams, they fought the Metal, like, the Metal Madness part of it. They didn't fight the Metal Overlord phase.
Mm-hmm. Maria!
Shadow, are you in pain?
No. I feel a connection to the symbol in the sky.
I don't want to be that guy, because this scene just occurs and the white face, the tension is kind of shat on when you see the video game as video game level in the background.
Monster to create Shadow. Now it seems that we all have to pay for my sins.
So my powers, that symbol, they're all connected.
Maria's illness couldn't be treated on her.
Yeah, and
Here we go.
This is the first time they mentioned this lore detail
Yeah.
Even if
in
her
the
family
games.
didn't like the idea.
Yes.
I attempted to develop
Also, this is the
ultimate
first
life.
time we've seen that he did in fact try to make Vilos and said, yeah, that's not gonna work. Frustrating limits. It busted out. Apparently got real big. I don't know what this man was feeding it,
Offered the
but it was
miracle
eating good.
I accepted.
Because this is...
DNA. The ultimate
Seeing
life.
Vilos in a cutscene is just wild.
Seeing Black Doom acknowledged, because that's the canon of Shadow the Hedgehog game.
if you think seeing
Black Doom.
if you think seeing BioLizard in a cutscene is wild, there's a BioLizard Lego set. I'm not kidding. My favorite part about that is it has a little launcher that shoots pink studs, because the boss fight shoots the little pink orbs.
Be reborn.
It's so dumb, I love it.
You made me the ultimate life form, Professor. Black Doom is a fool. I'll take this power and use it as my own.
Because what Shadow was made for is Maria's dying of space AIDS. So he made the ultimate life form to have DNA that's immune to disease.
Man, if only there was a way to traverse that black goop that I have not seen this entire game.
So,
And we'll definitely be seeing, you know, the rest of all of the stages that are left. Not just two.
yes.
That's more like one of my pet peeves of like power-ups in games when you give you a power. Oh god. They're trying to suicide me into the goo.
Well, are there any alternate?
It's like, hey, go this way.
Are there any alternate paths in previous stages that use the?
I believe there are other.
So at least the game has that.
I believe there are, but not like a lot.
Like at least you have sections to. At least you have some sections to reuse things. Cause like that's the only thing that just
Again, very few.
Few, yeah.
I want you to understand this. Very few.
yeah, I know, but it's still better than nothing. What?
Yeah, it's just one of my pet peeves about power-ups in games. Is
This-
it'll give you power-ups like either late or at the end of a game, and it'll be something that's like situational in like the last few sections of the game.
This
Because
is the-
that's when you get it.
This is why Lucifer is the worst weapon in Devil May Cry, and I will hear no exceptions. Also, I really were talking about like Devil May Cry 4 feeling like half a game. I feel like the other thing that makes it feel like half a game is Lucifer feels unfinished. Because that weapon only has, I believe it's one combo, one air combo, and like 2 moves you can buy. That's it.
pop filter. Got it back because I bumped the mic. Okay,
Now
it's
now let's see if you're going to have trouble with this or not. Because I've seen people say that they have trouble with this power.
I heard someone explain how it worked, and it sounded really convoluted.
It's not that convoluted. I've heard an explanation too, and I think it's not that weird.
There's something about having, like, gathering.
Yeah. I haven't heard anyone talk about like gathering anything. I heard it's a weird
I
timing.
don't know. Someone, I was only like, I wasn't like fully paying attention. It just seemed odd how they were explaining
Whatever, it's just a timing thing where you get into the balls, you activate it.
There's something about how you like swing on the.
What I've heard people say, instead of letting go when you're at the apex of the swing, you want to let go when you're at the lowest point. That's how I've heard people describe it. When you think about it in that way, it's not that bad.
It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, how many of you also struggled with the Metal Overlord fight on your first playthrough? And what is your general opinion on the Metal Overlord fight, since a lot of people seem to not like this boss fight because it is incredibly unintuitive, and getting an S rank requires a lot of weird nuance with the mechanics that most people don't understand on their first playthrough. So a lot of people have trouble with the fight and end up getting a terrible rank, which is common. And I thought that topic would be a good topic of discussion. But my main question is focused on whether or not you actually did good or bad. Most people did bad on their first run because most people during a first playthrough did not understand the fight at all and ended up wasting a bunch of time and not doing anywhere near what is required to get anywhere close to an A rank, let alone an S rank. Overall, a lot of people don't like this fight, and I do get why, but I'm starting to ramble a little bit. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments. Or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.